Hi, this is Joe N2QOJ with just a very brief tutorial of K5EHX's simple net mapping tool for nets. We'll start by going to the website. It is a browser tool, so you are required to be online when using this tool, which shouldn't present a problem for most people. The address is k5ehx.net/netmap. When it comes up, you're presented with a map. Very important is in the center in the box. It says, to use this, type in a call sign, hit enter. That's down here. When you do that, it'll go and retrieve information regarding that call sign. It'll populate, and the cursor will then be blinking in the notes box. Modify the location into some notes and hit enter to add. When you hit enter, this area down here will start your roster and it'll populate. Here's an example. Also remember, if you ever refresh the page with an F5 function key or in some other fashion, you're going to lose everything. Alrighty, so we'll put in N2QOJ. A couple things are going to happen. It's going to go retrieve my information, and the map is going to go and zoom to that location associated with that latitude and longitude that's at qrz.com or FCC, wherever it's pulling from. Notes, I'm going to put test. Now when I hit enter, all that's going to happen. The roster will be created and the map will zoom to that first location. And there you go. As I add another on there, let's get rid of that. As I add another, let's try K5EHX. It'll do the same again. It'll populate, enter notes. I should say it looked up the information now, and when I hit enter, after entering notes, it will populate the roster and the map will size to both of those locations to accommodate both. The map will keep resizing as you add net participants and their locations are found. Okay. In this case, I'll manually squeeze down a little bit. And there's KF7RYX here. And there's me. Now, if you have someone who may be joining a local net in a distance from Echolink or through a system, or maybe hasn't changed their license information, their station information from where they actually are, the map can really be skewed for several states away, hundreds of miles away, or even 1,000 miles away, which really would make the map portion of this ineffective. So we'll add one more. Okay. And now you see it's sized for me, Dennis, and also Al, KG7BMI. Okay. That's about it. You go through this. You can delete any of these entries. My tip to you is, as you're doing this, if you get caught behind, make sure you have a paper notes with some of these. And if you make an error, don't worry about it. Just continue on. Okay. Deleting one of these lines is very simple. I hit delete, and it's gone. Okay. The other has no function as far as I've found, other than just making a notation that there's another note that you should reference. And here, QSO'd, that's up to you on how you want to use it. You may, during a net, you may want to check that off for someone who may have contributed an announcement instead of putting it in the notes. I normally will start off with net controller, alternate net control. I will note short time or any other pertinent information that a net controller is requesting for their net, whether it's a cross-street location an organization name, whatever the case may be. Okay, the important part. Move the map to the left, because when we print, this is going to be a really dumb print. Let me add one more. No notes, just hit enter. Okay, the map is sized, but when you print, you definitely want your region of net participants left justified. I can right-click anywhere, print it, and in this case, I will print it to a PDF, just so you can see what it looks like. Okay, and that's its representation. You can name it what you like. There is a default name that you'll probably want to change. And what I normally do is put something that makes sense. K5EHX, and it was weekly net 421.16. We'll save it. Okay, and that's it. Then if I want, I can go to it, pull it up from my documents, oh, in this case it's actually Dropbox where I put it. I'll pull up the PDF and it'll render with whatever PDF viewer you happen to be using. I distribute this to the net participants when I do the net control, or if I'm listening, and feedback has been good. You know, it's helpful. It's a helpful tool. It's an interesting way to keep the roster, and that's what it looks like as a delivered PDF. Okay, page breaks won't be all that elegant. It's a very simple tool, very, very simple tool. So don't expect anything professional in appearance, but it does work. And that's the end of the of Joe's N2QOJ's K5EHX net mapping tool. Any questions, give me a call or contact me via email. I'm sure you have that information. So we'll close that out. And thank you very much.